Welcome everybody to Voice of the Students. This is your host Mikey speaking. We have a lot of guests today. So everybody please introduce yourselves from this side.
Hi, I'm Ria.
I'm Kieran.
I'm Shelby.
I'm Adia.
I'm Quan.
I'm Craig. Chris.
There you go. And today we're talking about slasher movies. We may get into a couple other topics, but slasher movies is the main thing. First question is, who's your favorite slasher? Anybody can start.
Jason. It would have to be Jason. I feel like he gives very much. He has that. He's crazy. Mm-hmm. He has that crazy mentality. Like, it just fits him so well. Honestly,
He does everything for mama.
Yeah, right. Everything for mama.
Who's going next? It's gonna be you.
I don't know, I was gonna say Chucky, but then I was like, Jason is a good point because that little, I don't know if y'all seen his game, and at the end of it, like whether he kills everybody or not, it's his mom's voice in the background, and I just find that so creepy. So kind of like he might be over Chucky just a little bit. So that might be my favorite one.
I guess you see Scream if that counts.
Yeah. Ghostface counts.
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
yeah.
Freddy Krueger.
Okay. I'm going with Candyman. I'm gonna go.
That's a good one.
That's a
good one.
Yeah.
I'm Michael Myers all the way.
I think the Boogeyman is another good one. The Boogeyman, or I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah.
Jigsaw. That Jigsaw's a good one.
Jigsaw's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still stuck on Candyman.
That
I didn't think about
That
that.
counts as a slasher.
Okay. Dang, Leprechaun then. Now when you think about
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have a
Wait,
grudge
what?
against Leprechaun. That's so, like a lot of people like they look at Chucky and they want to kick him across the football field. I look at the Leprechaun, I want to kick it across the football field.
Yo, there's a Leprechaun movie. It's called Leprechaun in the Wood.
In the
And like the 4-leaf clothes is weed.
Oh,
Like we
I think I've heard of that before.
Yeah. It's about
It's like a
two.
real old movie.
It's two good rappers who are like trying to spread positivity, and they meet Leprechaun, and it's a very stupid movie. I think it's Cat Williams' first movie too.
I would
Out of
count that
everybody,
as a
Cat
spoof.
Williams.
I would count that.
No, it's not. It's a real.
It's
It's part of the Leprechaun. Yeah, the actual Leprechaun from all the other Leprechaun movies is part of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Leprechaun in the Hood. Okay. From each of your favorite slasher movies, what's just your favorite moment or kill that your slasher has done?
So for Michael Myers, I'm gonna just go in there, bro. Like, you already know the scene. So there's the most recent one because they just won't kill this man for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's that scene with the couple in the house, the gay couple. They didn't have to make it specific. I don't know if they never mind, forget it. And they were going upstairs, and then he was like, "Y'all are in my house," basically. He's like, "Y'all are in my crib," and he's like, he kills one, goes upstairs, and the other one just proceeds to like run, but he didn't get anywhere. So he's just got like pure force and power. Like shooting this man won't even work.
Yeah.
And they've tried multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like how they can't kill him. But they can't kill anybody in scary movies.
That's true.
I kind of want to change mine to Candyman, just because I didn't see the original one, but I know like the most recent one I think came out like last year, earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part was when like the girl was in the back seat of the cop car, and I don't remember exactly what she did, but like she basically summoned Candyman, and like they came and like killed the cop, and at the end of it, it was like her dad. And I was like, wait a minute, I thought her dad killed himself. He's actually killed. Like it just made so much more sense because I never heard of it before. I never watched the movie or anything. So I was like, wait, this is actually a good movie, and I don't like care for slasher movies like that, but that I'll be watched a couple times.
All right.
So.
I would have to say, okay, so I think I'm gonna change mine too. I think I'm gonna change mine to Freddy Krueger. I'm only gonna say that because my favorite scene of that movie is when they were on the bus, right? and he threw the things and it hit the tires of the bus and made the bus go flat. For some reason I always think about that when I'm thinking Freddy Krueger, because I'm like, that's some real killer stuff. Like, you hit the tires, now they can't go nowhere, they're in the middle of nowhere, now you can just kill everybody. Because now they're on a bus, they're hot. It's like, it's just the perfect scene to get you like, oh, what's gonna happen next? I like that.
Y'all are making me want to change mine too.
It's Freddy Krueger, cause I have like a few favorites, so I'm just gonna list off like two. So I used to hate slasher movies growing up, but Freddy Krueger, the reason he's my favorite, because he was the first slasher like that got me into horror at all. And the one scene I don't remember which movie it was, but basically he had this guy in a Dorothy house or whatever, like the typical, like, the house got picked up by a twister and everything. And the guy jumps out a window, and you have Freddy going up a hill, pushing this tiny little wagon with spikes on it. And he's being so dramatic, like pretending it's so heavy or whatever, just for the guy to land splat on it. And the second one is like a super classic, Freddy versus Jason, just like the ending where Freddy and Jason are just like slaughtering each other. That one's like my top tier favorite Freddy kill moment.
I gotta bring up Jeepers Creepers.
I was just
Don't
gonna
do
ask about
it.
that. I was gonna
Gotta
say, is
bring
that
that.
because
It counts.
from Scream, my favorite scene is the kitchen scene. Like, I think it's at the end when he's like in there. I'm not sure if that's the first one or the second one, but the guy that plays Shaggy, that's how I remember
That's the first
him.
one?
First, yeah. So that's my favorite scene in there. And from Jeepers Creepers, I think this is the second one in the police station where she's going. The lady's in there and he goes and like kills a lot of people, all the cops and stuff like that. I think that's my favorite scene from that movie.
Alright, so I'm gonna do the original Candyman movie. So it's a scene where the white girl, I can't think of her name, but she was like main character. She was talking to her psychiatrist because she had been seeing Candyman in like different mirrors and shit. So she was trying to figure out like, is she going crazy or what? So like there's a mirror in the office and she keeps seeing him in the office and she see him like kind of walk over to where the psychiatrist is in the mirror, but because of the way it's cut, like you can't see him actually go to the psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist literally just talking. Next thing you know, you see blood like come out the back of his head, and then you see Candyman like kind of rise up and take the hook out right in front of her.
Oh.
So like as
she's talking about
as she's talking about her issues to the dude, Candyman decides to just kill the psychiatrist right in front of her.
Wow. That would make somebody go crazy.
So like she runs out and like people are like, well, what happened? Because like of course he's not there no more.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, why are you the last person talking to your psychiatrist and then he has a big thing in the back of his head because his hook matched like the size of a pen. So now like she kind of got blamed for killing the psychiatrist.
Yeah. Dang. I hadn't seen the original, so
Yeah, original is like
I was gonna say,
mad.
it's been so long since I've seen it, I
Original
don't
is so
remember
gory, like because like that scene like blood just splattered everywhere.
Wow.
Like yeah.
at the back of my head. I don't think I could. In my opinion, if I'm talking to my psychiatrist and I see blood come out the back of your head, I'm just gonna walk up and leave. I'm gonna be like, somebody call 911. He's dead in there. He's dying.
I think my favorite kill from Michael Myers has to be, I think it was Michael Myers Returns. It was the scene where they're in the house and he's chilling, like he's just chilling in the chair, and homegirl comes downstairs and she's looking for the other dude, but he just killed the other dude.
Mm-hmm.
And so he turns around and she realizes Michael, and he gets up and he has this double barrel shotgun. Instead of shooting her, and I mentioned it in the last episode, but instead of shooting her, he shoves it through her stomach and pins her against the wall. I was like, as soon as I saw that scene, I changed the channel. I was
I love how we're so vague with descriptions. Like, it's like this one dude and this other dude and like this slasher, and like just like so vague with it.
That's one thing. Sometimes that's all you need to know, though. But okay. So let's base it off of like, give me your top 5 franchise, if you can, or top 3 rather. Let's keep it short. Top 3. Your top 5, top 3. franchises. Like,
Horror franchise.
hmm It could be, and this doesn't have to be in slasher type. So just all horror.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll start off. Number one is so far Jordan Peele's trilogy of horror movies. Just because support black artists and whatnot. Number two, I'll say the Conjuring series. Is it Conjuring?
Yeah.
No, because it's two separate ones. It's Conjuring. It's another one.
The Insidious.
I think I might be thinking about Insidious. Insidious is the one that had the red demon scene.
Yeah, the Darth.
Okay, so yeah. I want to say Conjuring because Conjuring is more horror, but because of the first Insidious movie and how it kind of set the tone for who horror movies going like forward, at that point I'll say the Insidious series. And I'll say be number three. I don't know. I don't really have number three. Just go with those two.
Okay. It's fine.
Okay, so I would say I might not have three, but I can try to off the top of my head. I know Paranormal Activity series. That was one that was like y'all worked on that one. You did your thing. Friday the 13th was one. And I was still thinking about the third one because I'm stuck between either Jeepers Creepers or maybe I should go with Jeepers Creepers because that was really something. It was a lot of scenes in there that was just like, okay, that was top tier. So maybe Jeepers Creepers would be my third one.
Okay. What's up, Chris?
All right, so I did have a third. So I say, I say Jason and Freddy just because they kind of, they're interchangeable. Yeah, I count that as one because like there's a lot of early 2000s like trash that's really funny to go back and watch. That kind of falls in that Jason and Freddy type category. And I'll go ahead and toss in the VHS series. Like, I don't know if anyone's heard of it, but VHS is like the first. Besides like Blair Witch Project, they really made that POV style of filming like big to where it's like you filming it, you see basically through a video camera what's going on.
I want to see VHS do a backrooms tape or something like that.
I'm pretty sure they would. I'm pretty sure.
That's
Technically, the
I
first.
feel like they could pull off.
Yeah, technically, the first VHS kind of set up like that the aura of having backrooms, even though backrooms ain't.
But it can be horror. That's the thing.
Yeah, it can. It's
That's
definitely
the thing.
horror.
I just definitely want filmmakers to experience and experiment with the stuff that I've been in love with since 2008.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna do it myself.
Also with VHS, Fly Low is taking over a lot of creative direction with VHS.
Mm-hmm.
And Fly Low is produced. Everyone, if y'all watch Adult Swim, like y'all have heard his beats before. He always did the bump music whenever they show the black screen and the message. So he produces a lot of music, but he's real big in horror, and he does like horror movies and stuff. So he's taking over the VHS.
Wow.
Yeah. So another black creator that's finna be
What was his name again?
Flying Lotus. Yeah.
Okay. Because I do watch Adult Swim, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he does all the bump music, all the like lo-fi. He kind of pioneered that lo-fi hip hop sound because he was the first person to like make it prominent, like because of Adult Swim bump music. So.
I'm gonna say Jordan Peele series. I haven't seen all of his movies. The one that sticks out to me the most would be Us, just because that one messed with me mentally. So yeah, and I told you about it before with the whole house thing.
So you didn't see Nope?
Hmm?
You ain't seen
I
Nope
didn't see it yet, but the only reason I didn't see it is because I heard too many bad reviews. And
Oh
it's
no,
maybe like,
Nope is good. Nope is real good. I mean, it's not a horror movie, but it's really. No, I'll say it's horror.
Really?
It will make you terrified of like clouds for a little minute.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. It will legit make you
Terrified
terrified
of
clouds.
Clouds.
I thought you
Like
said
if you watch a cloud, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like for a little minute, I would look at clouds after I seen Nope. I was like, oh, this cloud is staying still for way too long. So like if you watch Nope, you'll get the reference. But like, yeah, it'll make you look at clouds and be like, all right, now you need to move.
Why that cloud ain't moving?
Like, why this cloud ain't moving as fast as it should?
And it makes you not want to look at it at the same time.
Yeah, it makes you not want to look at a cloud that's staying still for too long.
Okay, so I'm not trying to ruin the movie, but let me just ask. If you look at it for too long, will something happen?
Okay.
See, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah, I can't
I
ruin
just
it.
told you everything.
Okay.
Right.
I can't ruin it. Matter of fact, I'll just give you a little hint. One of the movie posters, it looks like the dude has on a hat. It's not a hat.
Oh, okay. That's all I need to know.
Right.
We're
Goes to look up movie poster.
Why was that the cliff notes right there? Just summarize.
Everyone think dude has on a cowboy hat. It's not a hat. It's not in the movie. The movie poster shows it. It's not a hat.
Wow.
So just look at that movie poster a lot more closely, and you'll get why I said about
Okay.
yeah.
We're gonna look that up later.
Okay.
So I said Jordan Peele. What else? I don't remember if it's like paranormal activity or if it was like Conjuring series. I can't remember exactly what it was because it's been a few years. But I just remember it was like this big tree in the backyard and they had like this little swing. It was like a little girl swing. There was a lake in the backyard. I remember it was like some dead lady between the walls. Yeah, I can't remember.
I think that's Conjuring.
That's Conjuring.
It might be. And
I think that's the
Annabelle
first
was in the
Conjuring.
basement and then she went missing.
Yep, that's Conjuring.
Okay, thank you. That's the second one. And then the third one, I don't know. I don't really want to say Candyman. I don't, just because I don't know.
It's
like,
not
I
a
never
prominent enough series.
Yeah.
It's not prominent.
Let me just say that. You might have to come back to me for the third one. I'm still thinking about that.
We don't talk about
That was a nice little sound effect. Whatchamacallit?
And you get a board for the podcast already. You got a soundboard for the podcast.
I know, right?
So I'm also gonna say Jordan Peele. The only one I haven't seen is Nope. I like Tim Burton, all of his movies, and I would say the Scream series.
I liked The Ring. That was a really good one. I don't know why, but I'm in love with it.
The United States version of the actual.
Oh no, the actual one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we don't.
They different.
Yeah. I don't know why they just put aliens at the end of horror movies just to like add a quick like.
I know.
It's so annoying. Like, just finish the movie properly. Also, there's also some Korean horror movies that I really like. There's one about this ghost who can only she can only move in the darkness, and that one was so nice and well put together. It was amazing. The shot continuity and everything was like. There's this one scene of the guy, he's just sitting there and there's just a light over a couch. And then she's creeping towards the couch. And he's sitting there looking and panicking because he has nowhere to go. And then she disappears. He looks up, the light cuts off, and then the light cuts back on and she's directly over him while he's behind the couch. And that was one of my favorite shots. Like it pulled my heart, and I loved it. It pulled my heart in the right way. Yes.
The reason why, because that shot has no jump scares in it, so it's legit just tension build up throughout that whole
And
shot.
I love it.
Because she walked so slowly, and he already kind of accepted his fate that he was gonna die. So it's just really at that point, you just gotta wait.
I would have been doing the same thing.
And like the way it happens, it doesn't happen the way that everyone thinks that it's going to happen. It called basically one of the scariest scenes ever filmed, just because of how the tension built. Yep.
I like that feeling of dread. Like, you know, that's
For lack of a better term.
dread. No, if you think about it, there's this feeling that you can get from just like watching something, but the feeling of looking for something and it's not there and you can't find it and you never know when it's going to get you. I like that.
Because that's true
thinking
horror.
you killed a spider and then you never actually.
But see, that's true horror. That's not like, because I feel like horror has just become so bad now. It's like, it's literally just jump scares that make, and that's not really scaring people.
Right.
I feel like horror is when you can build up tension show what's going to happen, and like you on the edge of your seat waiting for it to happen.
I'm more of a, and it's crazy that y'all say this because I'm more of a person that'll scare myself with the amount of tension that I have. Like, I'll be like, what's gonna happen? And then a noise happens and I scream because I think it's.
And that noise can be your phone.
Yes.
It can be anything. It'll be the dog walking on the ground.
Yeah, when
You're like, go take a nap.
It's
It's like in the middle of a horror movie, your dog starts walking, so you hear the pitter patter, and like you just start freaking out.
It's kind of like when you can capture the essence of like doing that, like it's good. Like the first episode of Dahmer, like to me was the most chilling thing to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like I kind of accepted the fate for him because he's already in the apartment, and like I'm glad that he made it out, but it was like you just didn't know what was gonna happen. Like no part of it, any of that, you just did not know what was gonna happen for a good little minute.
That's really cool. I love it. I love movies. God.
Yeah, I was in Sinister because no one brought that up. Sinister was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sinister was good.
Real.
Very top of my list, Conjuring. Right under it would be Nightmare on Elm Street because Freddy Krueger. Right under that would be Jason Voorhees, Friday. Like number 4 would be Scream because that is ultimate classic. And number 5 would be anything Jigsaw related.
Jigsaw was one of those that just I never could sit down and actually watch it because I was too scared. Like I would be like, okay, I'm gonna watch Jigsaw, but then I get ready to watch it and be like, maybe I'm not gonna watch it. Because
Like they always stress me out because like a small part of me hopes like they'll get out of it, but at the same time I know they won't. It's like I accept their faith, and then I'm shocked that oh my god, you got out.
Right.
Jigsaw is something that made me afraid of that game Operation.
I only like the first one.
Yeah.
I was the only one that I only like the Saw one.
And there's a new one with Samuel L. Jackson. Well, it's not new, but they remade
You
it.
talking about Spiral?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I just feel like after one, maybe after 2, I ain't seen 2, but I just feel like it kind of turned into torture porn after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of. When you think about it, but I mean, if somebody who's like really uncomfortable seeing that stuff, it's still scary.
Yeah, it's still. I mean, torture porn is just another form of horror.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think mine are Grave Encounters. For those who don't know, that's a very obscure film, but they made 2 of them.
I've heard it.
They're scary.
Who's in it?
I've never heard of it, but
I've heard of it. Who's in it?
I would
There's
definitely.
nobody you would know is in it, but it's like really, like it's one of those paranormal movies where it's like once they get in the building they can't get out. Yeah. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. Go watch it.
what was it called again?
Grave Encounters.
Grave
If you're into paranormal activity, you would like it. But after that, Halloween, of course, because my man Michael Myers. I love Paranormal Activity. After that, I would put in Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. And then I guess my 5th one will have to be. Excuse the silence. I don't know. That one's hard to pick a 5th. I would say Friday the 13th because I love watching Jason with his crazy machete.
I love how Chucky was like on none of our lists.
I thought about it, but I was like, does he really deserve it? Like as
Right.
a child, I was scared of him, but now I'm just like, you're
I'm
kind
more
of
afraid of
annoying to me.
Annabelle than I am of Chucky.
Right, because
You
Chucky
said
talks to you.
Right.
When he's talking to you, it's less scary. When Annabelle doesn't speak to you.
Yeah, I'm more afraid of Peter
Annabelle
Parker
doesn't
when he's
speak,
not.
and half the time you don't see her move.
Right.
Which makes it more scary.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like that too. When I first started watching Chucky, it was like, okay, he's scary because he's a doll. But then as I got older, I was like, but he's not really scary. It's like, what does he really do that makes that scares you? Because I can watch Chucky with a straight face. I'm like, oh. Now kids watch it, they're like screaming, and I'm like, relax. He's not. When you get older, you realize he's not really doing nothing. You watch all the other ones, you think it's like terrifying.
Tiffany put more work in than he did.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yes.
Like,
Oh man. All right. So Quick thing before we continue. I just want to give a shout out to the Heat 94.6. They gave GGC a shout out last month, and we're working on some more promotion with them. So I just want to give them a good shout out because they're real good. Yeah.
About time we get some in this.
There was what was my question? So, what do y'all look for in horror? If y'all want to go watch a horror movie, what is your ideal thing to look for?
I don't want the cliche characters in there. I do not want that one character. I don't want the. Honestly, I don't like the high school dynamic anyway. It's not the same anymore. I really don't like it. You have the same characters. You have the one pothead who's right about everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have the jock with the girlfriend, and then
She always dies
you got the
first.
one virgin,
Mm-hmm. That always
and then you got the virgin's crush. Yeah, and then you got the virgin's crush. So everybody dies but the virgin.
Mhm.
So it's kind of something you can already figure out if you've seen enough movies, or if if you're well into literature, of course, you kind of know that trope. But that's not something I like to see. I want to see more Lovecraftian horror.
Mm.
Seeing and making something, or taking something and not being able to put something on camera, on screen, and showing the fear in somebody's face on what they could see. I feel like actors can really do that. But there's a lot of stuff that, on a day-to-day basis that we just get told not, or shown not to react to in a way. But if somebody can really oversell, like going insane after looking at something that's not on camera, I think that would be a good movie.
I agree with that.
It's a storyline.
Mm.
So like with Jordan Peele, it's all of the storylines was like, okay, I want to watch that. On YouTube, I found it's called Alter, and they have like scary, and it's just like they don't have jump scares. It's just like real weird, and I like watching it. Like, okay, so why is this happening?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, how does it play out? They're not just, oh, they're killing people, because it has to be like real intense storyline behind it.
I might have to piggyback off you because I don't really like scary movies that much. So I stay away from the Paranormal Activity. If I see something that's like not a little dull, yeah, like something that, because the thing is, like, I still believe in like spirits and ghosts and stuff. So if I hear like about a scary movie coming out and it has something to do with like Paranormal Activity and like demons and people that died haunting people, then I'm not gonna really watch that. But something that has like a pretty decent storyline, I don't mind it. I'm not gonna lie. I'll lean more towards just because of storyline, even if it is a cliche and I know exactly who's gonna die. You could tell me the entire movie, I'm still gonna want to watch it just so I can see that scene happen, what led up to it and stuff. But if it's like paranormal, I'm most likely just gonna stay away from it. Just because I've grown up and like always heard that whatever you watch comes back to you. Like, I'd never heard of the Black Eyed Children until this weekend. And I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't even know like little folktale stuff. And then after hearing about it, I was like, okay, now I'm scared to look outside at night. Like, now I don't look at my patio. Like, I mean, just because I feel like some stuff like that, like the demonic stuff, could actually be true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I think the ones that when they say based on a true story, those are the ones I'm trying to steer away from, because I'm one of those people that'll scare myself looking through a window at night and you see your own reflection. I'll give myself a heart attack. Like, oh my God, I thought somebody was walking up to me. But I would have to agree and piggyback a storyline. A really good storyline is top tier. Like if it's a bad storyline, or if it's like a predictable, say you watch the trailer and it's like a predictable movie, it might not be something that I watch. But if it's a storyline that has me like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Like, oh, how did this person die? Or like, what's the cause of this? I'm very interested. It's very, yeah.
I was gonna ask if you guys like the folklore ones, like any folklore horror. Like, I know Antlers came out. Did you watch that?
No.
Would Midsummer fall in that
Neither.
category?
Never heard.
Would Midsummer fall into that category?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I fuck with it. I do.
Midsummer was like a 50-50 for me. Like, I liked the movie, but at the same time, something about it just annoyed me so much.
Dang, see, I love the movie. I love just because it was gonna be the reason. It was gonna be my reason why. Like, what was the question that you said?
What you look for in a horror?
Yeah, that was gonna be like one of my examples for what I look for in horror movies. World building and like setting up like that type of setting to where like you feel creeped out throughout a whole experience of watching something. And I feel like that's something that that horror movies fail to kind of capture. Like, you'll have slashes and like, yeah, you bringing something into a normal setting, a normal world. I mean, it's cool, and yeah, it creates good horror. But for me, I feel like when you yourself get placed in a setting, to me, that's like way more creepier to me. Like with the first Insidious, even though like they moved into a house, they were placed in a setting that was abnormal. So like even like little stuff, like there was a scene in Insidious where the woman was like walking through the house. I think she was doing laundry or whatever, and like literally like there was like a kid kind of hiding behind like a drapery, and like you saw his legs, but they didn't point out that it wasn't made noticeable.
Right.
And like as she's walking, like you see two little kids kind of like run through the house. The couple doesn't have kids at all. Like there's like two little kids that kind of ran through the house and they look like they're from the 30s. And like it's just little stuff like that. When you set up a setting around, basically like anything can happen at that point. Like there's no best off. You don't have to wait for a slasher to kill somebody. Anything can happen. So I feel like world building in that sense could like create something. Like with Midsummer to me, once they got to the place that they was at where they thought that they was just gonna be on like a nice relaxing type situation, and then they end up being part of like the little cult or whatever. Like it created good world building because they were in that world, and it's really no leaving that once you in it. Like you really can't even run away from it because somebody's gonna catch you. So I feel like when you always are at a constant level of something is going to happen, like you're always at 100% threat mode, like I feel like that sets a good setting.
Right.
Because then like it allows the actors to work with, I have to think smart. I have to realize that I'm in a terrible predicament.
Yeah.
And the goal is just to get out of this.
I say not to mention like for the character itself, they're always on that like adrenaline high of I have to get out of here, because in a normal setting where like you know where you are, you'll feel like you're safe and you'll calm down, which causes you to not be on edge anymore when you should be on edge. And like that's one of the things I did like about Midsummer.
Yeah.
I forgot her name, the main character, she was always on that adrenaline high from like the very first moment that they landed and everything. So
And the crazy thing about it, well, I can't even spoil it, but like you know what happens. Like
Yes.
the adrenaline high gets replaced with, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you have to go out. It's that's why I thought it was a great movie, because I like how they flipped it. Even though the ending could be, a lot of people don't like.
that's
the
what
ending.
annoyed me about
Yeah,
it.
a lot of people don't like the ending, but I don't know. I feel like the ending was like a perfect ending in a way. Like, you know, people was like, oh, it's feminist because of. I still feel like it was a good ending because it let the main character, you know, be emancipated in a way.
I would say I watch a lot of cinema sins. So for me, I never hate a movie, but like after growing up watching so much cinema sins, I'll watch a
You
movie.
critique stuff way too hard.
Exactly. Like I'll be looking at it, I'm like, really, this is this? Like, really, like you're gonna go with that cliche? So like little by little things trying to build up. So I'll never hate a movie. Like I'll love it with all my heart.
Yeah.
But a lot of things are still going to annoy me about it.
You know what's crazy? His cinema sense for that movie got a lot of backlash because it was like, oh, so you hate women, basically.
Yeah.
And it came off that way but he was kind of right. But that's with the way the movie ended, it's such a hard topic to actually discuss.
And so a few of his critiques, because like that's a problem with cinema sins. Like sometimes he'll critique stupid stuff, but he'll say things that like make sense. Like once again, like the main character, like she got not gaslighted, but like pretty much gaslighted to like being psychologically
she got gaslighted.
insane and
She
stuff
got
like that.
gaslit
It's
the
like
whole
she's trying
movie.
to tell everyone, hey, like, you know, this isn't cool. I don't like this. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And everyone's just telling her, no, it's fine. Like you have this one person who's the main character telling you, it's like, hey, like, you know, you guys did this for me. I don't want to be here, so let's go. And everyone else just saying, it's like, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
Like you're fine.
Yeah, they gaslit her and thinking that everything was okay. Until they realized, oh,
And then they
this is
just
a
got
horrible
hit with a reverse
situation.
card.
Yeah, it was all, this is a horrible situation. We should have left. And then she was like, yeah, I told
Should have
you.
left it to me. Get that Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a movie that I saw recently that kind of takes everything that I look for in a horror film. I look for jump scares because without them, I just can't function. And I look for something innovative that the director does in the film, and I look for like something that there's a constant. I look for something that's constant. Like it could be anything as long as it's consistent. So a recent movie that came out that I actually really liked, but it was so crazy, was Smile. For people who haven't seen it, and for people who have, it's so good.
They had great marketing for that movie.
They did.
Well, they literally had people go to like random sporting events that would be broadcast on TV, and they would just smile.
You know, I
The
was
baseball game?
driving down the road and I seen it at a bus stop. I seen the thing, the little, and it was just a person smiling. It was on like, you know how they advertise stuff at the little.
Oh, you have me think it was an actual person at the bus stop
No,
just
I
smiling.
drove by it and I looked at it and I was like, that's really creepy because for a person that's just driving and you look over, you see somebody smiling like that, you're like, what the, like, it took my mind off of it for a second. And I was like, imagine just sitting at the bus stop and looking at that. I would be like, no.
Imagine driving, getting caught off guard and causing an accident because of that.
The thing is, like, why would you make a horror movie about smiling? Now, everybody who smiles, what's wrong with you?
A creepy smile. I mean, anybody could do a simple prank or scare somebody off of that. You see the movie and then you go home. Now you looking like, or say you're driving home from the movie theater. You look in your rearview mirror. Your kid is smiling at you awkwardly.
Right.
Me? Oh yeah, we got a problem. You gotta get a car.
Just like pull over.
Yeah, nah, I was just joking. You're not joking. I'm gonna get home and you're trying to kill me.
See, look, you gotta pair it with somebody. You gotta get a sibling, and then you gotta drive in the back of your car with your parents. Now, one sibling's smiling, but the other one's telling your parent to wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Yeah.
Another good horror movie quality. I like disturbing stuff. I like when you can make stuff disturbing. Just regularly. If you can make stuff seem disturbing, or just like, yeah, I like that. I like, yeah.
One of the things that blew my mind about Smile was they would take like a regular shot of it like panning up a forest or whatever, but they would turn the shot upside down, so the shot is actually just the forest is upside down. I was like, I've never seen somebody do that before. And so that was one of the things that I really liked about Smile. But there's 3 horror movies that nobody's mentioned that I want to mention because they're like my honorable mentions. I Know What You Did Last Summer because of all the cliches. One Missed Call because that jingle, even to this day, freaks me out. And gosh, I just had it. There was one more. No, I can't remember. Oh well.
And those are, you're right, I've never actually watched those movies or heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
So when you said them, I'm like, One Missed Call.
I was like, I want to know what the jingle is.
It's like, right, I want to know, that has me interested.
I want to know what is Mikey on edge.
I'll play it after the podcast.
Okay.
I feel like everybody in the podcast should hear the jingle too.
Yes, let's play the jingle
No,
for the podcast.
you can look it up. I don't want no copyright issues.
Oh, that's why I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, just say the do like the jingle noise. Technically, it's not copyright.
Think of an ice cream. So think of the pitch of an ice cream
I
song,
know
right?
exactly.
But it goes boom, 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 and then it loops.
No.
I get tired of that so quick. I just walk out.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps just doing it.
No, it's like Five Nights at Freddy's with the little music box thing. I just walk right
Oh
out.
my goodness, yes.
Or Ring Around the Rosie. Every time
You gotta see a movie for that too.
I can't
I know, right?
stand it. I'm not sure
Ring
what
Around the
movie I
Rosie?
saw, and they play like Ring Around, and they do it like real slow, and then it gets like real distorted.
One sound
I think that's
It's like, I know exactly what movie you're talking about, but I can't
What?
think of it.
One sound that I hate, and it's coming more from like horror TikTok, is that distorted ambulance sound.
Yeah.
It's real distorted, like
The ambulance sound has always creeped me out for some reason, since I was a kid.
like yeah.
Or that J. Cole song.
Yes, I'm starting to hate it now, and it's crazy 'cause I used to love
What
that
J. Cole's
song.
on?
She Knows. they started saying that that beat or something that he took from that song was actually really demonic and it has a really bad meaning behind it.
Everything for
Well,
J. Cole is
basically,
bad.
the
They
song
always
says
they
that.
try to make
That song.
everything wrong on my man these
But
days. I'm just saying.
In that song, it's from another song, but the recording is a clip from
It's like
"Don't Drink the Purple Kool-Aid."
Mm.
It's a clip of all of them screaming. So if you listen to it and you hear in the background, you'll hear screaming because it's actually a clip from when they were recording when everybody was dying and was screaming and crying and stuff.
Oh, wow.
That's not the same thing as when I don't know his name, but it was like some pastor and he tried to convince his entire congregation that they needed to kill. That's that.
Yeah, that's him.
It's called Purple Kool-Aid.
That's not the name of it. I can't think of his name.
Purple Kool-Aid?
That's a scary
Don't
movie.
drink the purple Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Well, if they say drink the purple because they made a concoction, he called it the.
Oh,
I didn't know
y'all
something.
talking
I can't
about fuck. I know what you're talking about.
Looks like I'm not drinking great
He
Kool-Aid.
cult leader.
Right?
Cult leader.
Yeah.
Charles.
My bad. I'm sorry. Cult leader.
I forgot
David
his-
Koresh.
I guess so. If that's his
David
name.
Koresh. Yeah, he
Yeah.
took them all to the compound because in real life they found out that what he was doing was like a money scheme. So he didn't want to go to jail because he knew at that point, it was a wrap. So instead, he decided to like kill everyone in the in real life. Like, this is real life shit. He decided to make some Kool-Aid to. It had cyanide. It was laced with cyanide to kill all the members.
Mm.
So by the time SWAT team got there, it was just a whole bunch of dead bodies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they was kind of like he was gonna be locked up for the rest of his life because he had embezzled millions of dollars through this. And plus, once you're a cult leader and you already have more than, I want to say, 50,000 members, you going to jail for life at that point.
He's the one that.
Jim Jones, yeah, not Dave Chris, Jim Jones, yeah.
He's the one that did that had that weird thing where he interrupted the news broadcast to showcase his thing, or was that another?
That's Heaven's
I
Gate.
was about to say that's a different
Heaven's
one.
Gate.
Yeah, that's Heaven's Gate. That's Heaven's Gate. So I can't remember what his name is.
Some life is
But I know what you're talking about. That's Heaven's
Mhm.
Gate.
Yeah, that's Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, that's the one that Lil Uzi was gonna originally do for Eternal Attacky, but
Oh.
the dude who from Heaven's Gate is like still alive, so he sued him.
Oh.
And since that Heaven's Gate is copyrighted through him, he couldn't do the album cover like that no more.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But all right, that's our time. I appreciate everybody for coming out and sharing your opinions. And y'all have a great day.
Thank you.